Hello, my name is Anne-Marie Van Room, and this is my journal for specially designed academic instruction in English. So to go over the four SDAIE components, there are the content, connections, comprehensibility, and interactions. Um, I focused on the writing standards for grade one opinion pieces. Students are expected to write opinion pieces in which they introduce the topic and name the book that they are writing about. They state an opinion, supply a reason for that opinion, and provide some sense of closure. So, in order to teach a lesson about this, I'm going to be using the content, connections, comprehension, and interactions. The first component is content. Using an examples of students' um, opinion writing. Students write an opinion about apples. Um, Teacher will introduce the key concepts and the key words the students will focus on. So apples and I don't like, and use those for sentence starters to help the students write. And then introducing the vocabulary: sweet, bitter, sour, juicy, crispy, and tart. Teachers should have a poster displaying the academic vocabulary and visuals that go with the vocabularies to help the students comprehend the content that's being taught to them. Teachers introduce the topic of apples, and students will have the opinion of using the options of using the sentence starters. The sentence starters could look like this: the apple is, and then they'll fill it in. Also, I like the apples because, and I would give a display of words that they could write in to help them complete the sentence. Also, I ate the, and they would insert the color of the apple and write apple. So those are different ways to go over the content. The second component is making connections. Drawing connections between the teacher is by building connections by accessing the student's prior knowledge. Students watch familiar videos and listen to the keywords. Then they can have a discussion. As the teacher, I would give students the opportunity to view two videos about apples. The students are all familiar with Blippi, and he goes over the apple orchard and how they're picked and how it goes into the factory. Also, students who need more assistance with their second language, I would find a video in their students' native language, either like it be Spanish or Mandarin or even Middle Eastern languages. I would use Google to find ways to help the students access their language. So, because in my classroom, I have some Spanish speakers, I would find um, a video about a woman talking about different apples, and there are kid songs and foods in Spanish by Elena Manzanilla. Students discuss ways they have eaten apples. That's also a different way to make connections. So if I would give them examples. At lunch, we can eat apples. Have they ever had apple pies? Or whoever drinks apple juice has apples. And I will also bring in either apples or the apple pie, but most likely apple juice will be a favorite for these students. So they can draw connections on how they've had been exposed to apples. Next is the third component for the specially designed academic instruction in English is comprehension. As a teacher, I need to make sure that students are able to comprehend the topic they will be writing about. Checking for understanding in small groups, going over keywords, using posters and asking if the students can identify apples or the words like tart, sweet, red, green, just ways to describe apples. Students can use graphic organizers to help them express their knowledge too. So they can taste the apple and they can write, did they like it? Did they not like it? And they can color which one was their favorite. The fourth component is interactions. Teachers need to make meaningful interactions with the students. Ways to do this is by the teacher is modeling the writing and using sentence frames, scaffolding academic language, and the students use targeted academic language. And they should be able to ask a variety of questions if they need it. And the teacher also needs to be able to ask the students questions. So I have an example. The first example is a teacher models how to write their opinions about apples. And I would say the apple was sweet and juicy. I like the apple. And the second example is scaffolding the academic vocabulary. The apple is sweet. The apple is bitter. The apple is sour. And of course, I would use facial expressions and draw connections between what is sweet, what is bitter, and what is sour. And also having meaningful discussions. Students have discussions about how their apples tasted and what they will be writing about. Discuss the apples in small groups in English or in the students' native language to give them the opportunity to discuss this in a way that's more meaningful to them. So the outcome of doing the specially designed academic instruction in English is using their strategies and following the components. All students were able to receive the lesson, get key words, scaffolding the lessons, and access to meaningful discussions. And the outcome is the students got access to keywords. Students were able to access prior knowledge. They were able to have graphic organizers to help with the discussion and scaffolding with sentence starters that helped with comprehension. And overall, with this lesson, the students should be able to understand and write um, a simple sentence or two sentences about the apple, what did it taste like, and if they liked it or not. Thank you so much.